everybody. Welcome back to the Purpose Summit. I'm Sue Erda. I'm a publisher at Powerful You Publishing, and I am your host for this summit. And I am so grateful that you are here listening to this, because that means that you are on your own journey of purpose and that you're wanting to lean more into it, tap into it, feel more on purpose in your life. And, that's what the world needs. So thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this. I know that you will be so inspired by these amazing women who I get to interview. It's really an honor to do this. And I'm so happy to share their journey and their stories with you. Today, I get to speak with a woman that I've known for a few years now, Heather Keay, and she's really remarkable. I know that you will love hearing about her journey and her topic today, which is so great. It's called Being Authentic. Why is it so important to share your gifts? And I can't wait for you to hear from her. First, I'm going to read a brief introduction of Heather, and then we'll talk with her. Heather Keay is a certified Reiki master teacher, Usui Holy Fire Reiki practitioner, advanced integrated energy therapist practitioner, psychic spirit medium, and Amazon #1 best-selling author. Heather is the founder of JLJ Spiritual Healing, located in Cohasset and Duxbury, Massachusetts. She offers private spirit mediumship readings, group classes, and private and group sessions about how to best connect to the spirit world and learn about strengthening one's own unique spiritual and healing gifts. Heather enjoys hiking and looking for signs in nature, especially in clouds. She has a husband and 3 beautiful children and cherishes every moment with them. And Heather, I'm happy to welcome you today. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm doing great. And I do love this topic because, like I said, being on purpose, being yourself in the world is so important for us all. And I know that you struggled with that a little bit, and now you are living authentically, and it's really beautiful to watch. And I know that there are people that are on this call right now, maybe struggling with that themselves. So I know that, talking about your own journey will help them too. So let's talk about you. You are a medium, a spirit medium. When did you realize this? When did you realize you're a medium?
I always knew I was different ever since I was a little kid. I had kind of what I would kind of think as a knowing, like the phone would ring sometimes, I knew who it was. And then as I got older in my, when I was like 19, 20, 21, I was able to start seeing spirit. And but I could not hear them, so it was pretty scary. So a part of me was like, what is going on? Am I crazy? What am I seeing here? And then after I had all of my 3 children, right after I gave birth to my son Jasper, the hearing kicked in and I was able to start to hear spirit. And then it all kind of clicked and started to make sense. I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually a spirit medium. But I think they were waiting for me to kind of get to a good place in order for all my gifts to come flowing in. Spirit knows when you're ready and they know when you're not.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So when you say spirit, what do you mean by that?
Spirit, I just think when I say spirit, I'm referring to my, my loved ones on the other side. I'm referring to my spirit team, which some could be angels, some could be people you haven't met before, but they're choosing to help you out on the other side. I definitely believe in spirit guides, and I always say spirit team even when I'm referring to God. So that I that's my spirit team.
Yeah, that's great. And so we all have access to that. I know we'll get into that a little bit later. Tell me about you though. How has mediumship changed your life?
Mediumship for me has given me a confidence that I never had before. Um, I just felt like, not like I wasn't really good at things. Obviously, I was good at stuff, but this mediumship gave me a purpose. It makes me feel so good to help other people. Don't get me wrong, I get super nervous before every reading, but spirit has never let me down. For me, I've never not been able to connect to someone's loved one. And when I see my clients' faces and their reaction in the healing that they get from having a session with me, it gives me a boost and it gives me confidence that I'm here for a reason. This is what I'm here to do.
Yeah, that's great. And what you just said is interesting to me because I've had many readings with different mediums before. And, sometimes, here I come into a session. I'm guessing some of your clients come into, it's like, okay, here I am. I want to hear from my dad. This is the person or this that's, on the other side now. I want to hear from them. Tell me about that. Like you said, you're always able to connect. Does it always happen that way, though, that you can always connect to whoever I want to hear from? Or is it whoever wants to tell me something that I get to hear from?
With me, and I'm knocking on wood here, I'm not trying to, say, all mediums are different. And I have never not been able to connect to the person they want to talk to. So the way my gifts work is you'll come in and sit with me. You give me 3 first names. You don't give me last names, relation. You'll say, I want to talk to Bob. I want, and then I find out who's there out of the 3. And usually all 3 come, but one's always the stronger energy that comes first. And so for me, I can have a conversation. I'll be like, Bob, are you here? I hear yes. Are you her dad? No. Are you her boyfriend? Yes. And then I have a little rapport with them before I even open my mouth to my client. So
Huh?
the connection is already there before they ask their first question.
Wow, that's so cool. So do
Yeah.
you ever get scared whenever you're connecting with spirit?
I usually I get nervous before the meetings only because I don't want to disappoint my clients. Um, I would never want to disappoint my clients. So I get a little nervous, but I don't get scared connecting to spirits because I only allow positive energies in. And if it was a lower vibration or something negative, I kind of have a way of shutting myself off to that so they can't come through.
Hmm, that's great. So now, as a medium, that's very, I would say it's really a responsible thing to do, like to, be able to share. I mean, it's a big responsibility is what I mean, to be able to do that because, like many people think that, oh, I can't connect to my dad on my own or whoever it is they want to connect to. 2 questions here. Is that true that they can't connect on their own? And if you are that person that's doing this, you don't filter messages, right? You just pass them on?
I just pass them on. I'm very sensitive. I'm sensitive if, say, there's a couple of other people in the room and there's something more private. I will say we'll talk afterwards, or let's call me afterwards. And there, I don't filter, but I'm very mindful with the words I use. But I know my clients know what I mean with certain things. I'll say, this is making me uncomfortable, but I have to say this to you, and I'll remind them this is coming from them, not from me. Because some
Yep.
of the things, they're not negative, but it's past trauma and it's personal. It's very personal and private. So I do recommend when, clients do book, they want to come in groups. And I always tell them, I really think one-on-one is best for healing. I do not do this for entertainment. I don't at all. I don't want to be, in a room with 20 people entertaining a room. I do this to help others heal.
Yeah. And so what about the other part of that question though? So
Yeah.
can anybody connect to anybody in spirit?
This is my belief and what I've been told. Anyone can connect to their loved ones in spirit, but it does not mean you can necessarily connect to your loved ones. So say, if you can connect to your dad in spirit, doesn't mean you can connect to your husband's dad. I believe we all can connect to our loved ones in spirit. That is a belief I've had my entire life. And
Mm,
I think if you practice and you believe and you are open to seeing the signs, you will get them.
great. So you said signs. What kind of signs might we get?
So say someone passed on a certain date. I'm going to give an example from my brother Jeff, who recently passed. He passed on 3/14. He switched the numbers around to be 143, which means I love you. And he said, I'm going to come through as 143. I see 143 every single day now. Did I see it before? Maybe every now and then, but I see it every day. And then, you can ask spirit for a sign. I want to see a red balloon. I want to see a butterfly. You can ask them for certain signs and they will show you. They don't always come through as the same sign unless you request it. They want to work with you. So I tell all my clients, have a conversation with them. When you wake up, say, be with me today. Mom, I need you today. I want to see a butterfly today. I want to see the number, 4 times today, or things like that. I want to hear a certain song on the radio. And they make it happen. They really do.
That is so cool. I love that. So we have a little more power, more control. I don't know, call it control, but it's like we can tap in. And so I think that's awesome. So Heather, tell me about this. This is different, right? Like you're different than many other people because you have this gift of mediumship. How do you
Mhm.
embrace being different?
Sometimes it's hard. It's really hard because you know certain things that you wish you didn't. You can sense certain things from people sometimes, and having this ability is a blessing. But there are times it's hard. It's hard. You feel a little alone, and it's hard trying to find people like you sometimes. So having this book out and is going to be amazing in having the listeners read this, because if there are people like me, I want them to know that they're not alone. There's more of us than they realize, and that we're all here to help one another, and being able to connect to spirit is a huge way of doing that.
Yeah, I think that's great. So it's interesting because a lot of people are different in a lot of different ways. Like I happen to be a gay woman, so that's different than many people. And it's something
Mm-hmm.
that, I don't, it's like not, I just, didn't share it with everybody my whole life. It was a little bit fearful for me. Did you feel that at first too? Like you didn't share it with a lot of people for many years because you thought they would think you're weird or you're, not religion wise, maybe it would be a problem or something like that.
Yeah, I kept it hidden for a very, very long time. I even kept it hidden from my family for a long time. And then I was raised Catholic, and a lot of my family members, when I told them I was going to come out, when I was writing the book, use an alias, and what people are going to make fun of your kids. And I struggled with it for a very long time. And then I was realizing as my kids were getting a little bit older, a few of them were gifted. And I thought, I'm going to break this cycle of hiding this. It is not evil. It is actually a blessing to have these gifts. And then I just started opening up more and more. I started talking to my children about it more. My husband and I would go to dinners. People would ask me what I do. I would never tell them. And now I tell anybody who asks, I tell them I'm a spirit medium. I talk to spirit. So it did take me, I would say I was probably doing the work. I'd say 3 or 4 years before I actually came out.
Hmm. Wow. So, and what are some of the weird responses you've gotten from people, or any kind of responses that you get from people when you tell them, "Hey, I'm a medium," and they probably are some shocked, some happy. What are those responses?
You'll catch those people like, oh, is my mom here now? I want a message immediately. And I'm like, that's not really how it works. I need to be in a safe zone. I gotta, do the praying. They think it's like a sideshow, and then they don't believe you. And I have a group of friends, and some more than others. There's a couple of them that don't believe, and I can't force what I know is true for me and what I do on others. But if they were to take the time to come to one of my sessions and see it, uh, they would believe. But you can't, I don't take it personally anymore when people don't believe in what I do. I believe, and that's enough for me.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. And so how long have you been doing this work? I know that you said that you recognized this in yourself around your 20s, I guess, right? Or that's when you started hearing voices. I forget. I'm a little mixed up on the time
Yes,
frame.
I started hearing probably, well, I probably could hear them sooner, but I didn't really understand it. I thought it was my own thoughts, because mediumship sometimes comes through as your own thought. It's not like you always hear the person's voice saying, "Hey, Heather, it's Bob." Like sometimes it's just a subtle little thought that goes in your head. But I'd say probably my late 20s, early 30s. And then I opened up JLJ Spiritual Healing in 2011.
Mhm.
So, and then I took the leap. But even when I opened my business, I still wouldn't put medium on my business card. I waited a couple more years until I was more confident. And then I fully came out. So yeah, everyone knows what I do now.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's wonderful because, there's some ease that comes in your own body, right? Whenever you just say, okay, like, look, this is who I am. I'm going to show up as me. And so, what was the biggest transformation for you in that? Like I said, the word ease, because that's how it feels for me. But what does it feel like for you now that you have relaxed into and accepted and now embrace these gifts?
I think in general, I'm a happier person. I feel when I was hiding things, I was a lot more anxious, and I had a lot more anxiety. And honestly, I felt like I didn't fit in, like something was missing. And I'm like, I don't fit in here because my soul and my body, I feel like was like, you are meant to be doing more. What are you doing with your life? So for me, I am 100% happier just being myself. I'm the type of person, take me or leave me. You either love me or you hate me. Like, pick one, but hopefully most people love me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, see, that's
Yeah.
the thing, like everybody's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's how the world works. So that's the way it is. I
Yeah.
love that. Talk about something. So you have a lot of clients that you've worked with. Do people come to you more than once, or is it usually just a one-time reading and then you're done?
People, for the majority of my clients, they come again. Usually they try to come. I try to have them only come once a year because a lot of time it's a lot of information and it's a lot of what they need to work on themselves and what spirit's telling them to do to kind of get to a better place. So I don't like them coming more than once a year, but yeah, I do have a lot of repeat clients. And for me, with all my clients, when I connect on that level, it's almost like there's a friendship that bonds there. All my clients, I give them, they have my email or my number, and we kind of become friends. And they'll check in periodically about certain things, and it's hard to describe it into words, but it's like I'm their friend for life after the reading because we connect on such a higher level, and they trust me with knowing so many things. And it's just like, I feel like I'm now protecting them. I want to protect them.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that. So tell me about this. So you've done lots of readings. Tell me about some of the healings that have happened that you've been witness to.
Well, a lot of times, like I said, with past trauma, there's been a couple instances, where clients have come through and say the father's been an alcoholic, and they've explained to the child, the daughter or the son, why they drank, what happened to them when they were younger, what caused them to become an addict. And a lot of that has helped the client understand, oh, it wasn't me. Because a lot of people, they blame themselves for, some of the stuff that their parents did. Um, and a lot of, well, 99% of the time when I have a client, spirit comes in and usually the client can feel them. There's some clients whose vibration is kind of in a rut, so they can't feel their loved ones. But a majority of the time, the client feels their loved ones, and they can almost, the energy of the person passed will be on me. And then if I try to transfer the energy over to my client, and then they'll be like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's your dad hugging you. And they'll feel a hug, or they'll feel a squeeze, or they'll feel someone touching their hand. And when they actually, if you see their faces when they realize, oh my gosh, my loved one is here, because with that energy is only love. It's all love and healing. And I feel like they get a little bit of a spiritual healing with every reading.
Hmm. I love that. That's great. Heather, let's get back to the title of your interview and our audience that's here, and it's your title, right? Being authentic. Why is it so important to share your gifts? These people that are listening, they all have gifts. Every single one of us has gifts that are unique to us. Let's
Yep.
talk about that and why do you feel like you want to encourage them to share their gifts and be who they are?
I think it's really important to 100% be yourself and authentic, because the lives and the people that I have met, um, through me sharing my gifts, I mean, I have lifetime friendships and bonds with so many people for me just willing to open up and be myself. And there are a lot of people out there that are lonely and they don't feel like they fit in. And if they were just to be true to themselves, to be more authentic, to let the world know who they really are, they could bond those amazing friendships, as well. And maybe they could have their own little tribe, their own little tribe of people that they never would have met if they didn't share their gifts and they weren't 100% authentic.
Yeah, I love that, and I totally agree with you, and I think that we never know what that is. Like, did you expect to have these kind of long-lasting friendships from
No,
right?
no, not at
So
all. And I'm so blessed and so grateful for them. I am so thankful. I think a majority, because I do talk to spirit every day. I start my morning connecting, and I'll tell you, when I go to bed at night, I thank spirit, for the connections they have given me. Even my connection meeting you. I'm very
right.
grateful.
I know it's beautiful. I love it. I'm so grateful for you, Heather. Thank you so much for sharing yourself. I'm so happy that you shared the story in the book that you did and for being here on the summit with us because I think we've opened up, some possibilities for people just to maybe for mediumship, but also to open their eyes to who they are, who is their unique self. And I know that there are people that are listening right now that will want to connect with you, learn more about you. And I know you have a free gift for us. So can you tell us about all of that?
Oh, yes. If anyone wants to connect with me, my website is jljhealing.com. And the JLJ, everyone asks, it's my children's initials, Jackson, Lily, and Jasper. So everyone just asked me that. And my email is on there. And if people would like, I have 2 other books. And I'm willing to gift you one that you choose, Women Living Consciously, Book 2, or Finding Your Spirituality, Unlocking Your Spiritual Gifts.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for that. And, Heather, thanks for being a part of this. I really appreciate you. I love knowing you. I love talking to you because you're just a wealth of, gosh, energy and knowledge and great stuff. Thanks so much for being a part of all of this.
Yes, and thank you for all that you do for all of us. You touch thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of lives. So I'm very grateful for you, as are many others.
Oh, thanks so much. It's really our honor to do this. And listeners, thank you, because I know, as I said in the beginning, you're on your own journey of purpose, and the world needs you to do that. Open up, be your authentic self, because we need you. You're here for a reason and a purpose, and we want to know more about you and all of that. And I know that you'll love to watch, to buy this book, Women Living on Purpose, on launch day. So that's June 29th. If you go to our website, womenonpurposebook.com, womenonpurposebook.com, on June 29th, we will guide you to Amazon to buy the book. You can buy either the paperback or the 99-cent Kindle book. Either way, bring your receipt number back to our website, plug it in, and you will get access to more than 35 gifts from our authors and our partners, and they're awesome. You will love them. So you'll have these amazing stories in the book. You will have these amazing gifts from our authors and partners, and it's all good for you because it's all about you living more authentically, being more intentional in your life, living into your vision, and being on purpose. So thanks so much for being here. Continue to listen to the summit, and be sure to reach out to all of these amazing women because they would love to hear from you. Thanks, everybody, and have a beautiful day. Bye for now.